Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. I'm so lucky. So lucky. Because I've done a cheeky one at work. First, Matthew. Yes, Lou. Daniel. Fake news. How you doing, guys? Glad you've got the time to jump on. Thank you. No chemtrails? Well, no, there's not. There's puffy, lovely clouds, brilliant blue sky in between it all, and the sun is just bursting through. I've got a gap in between clouds, so it's absolutely mint. Oh, it's going to happen again, isn't it? It's going to happen again. Right. How are you doing, everyone? Hello. Really? Oh, Charles de Gaulle overran. Oh, for God's sake. You know. Don't you feel like it's one step forward, 5 steps back? Seriously? Let me just sort this out so I can stop that. Hello, everyone. Thank you for jumping on. This is literally an impromptu, just jump on. I've not really got anything written down. Oldham. Charm Superior. Is Lisa on here? Howdy, Lisa. I'm just waiting for people to jump on a bit. So yes, I've not really planned. I just literally look. I'm going to set the time, and now are we starting? Right. It's that bright. I can't even see the screen. Right, we're on. Yeah, I've not planned. I had one theme in mind, and that was just to kind of talk about where we're at as opposed to, for me, where I started at. Hello, Lisa. Good to hear from you. Green King, yeah, I'm fine. And sorry about that. The cat's just nearly knocked the phone off, just jumping off the wall. Yes, so this is just a reminder of what it's all about for me, and probably for a lot of people, why they got involved. And just an assessment, an appraisal, you could say. Yeah, look, everyone's on Oldham already. Not even talking about Oldham, but I'm sure that will be kind of discussed at some point. You can't not. But this is predominantly, the anniversary is tomorrow, isn't it? Of the bombing at the MEN Arena. Cat's getting straight out the back. Hey! Oh, we've got some inner fighting going on here already. Listen, I'm trying to be in the middle here, right? So let's just all keep in the starting blocks. Let's just all just relax. Oh, thank you, Chris. Well, listen, we're all waking ourselves apart with because we're all informing ourselves. I don't feel I offer anything other than anyone else in this fight. As long as you do it in a positive way and it don't kind of come back on you. And if it comes back on you, you've got to think as well, you've got that obligation that curtailment is not only going to happen to you, but it's going to be rolled out. So yeah, as long as you're mindful and considerate about the argument, which leads me back to where I was at. 22nd of May, MEN Arena, suicide bomber, Islamic extremist, bombed a kiddies concert, let's face it. There was adults there, but it's predominantly aimed at kids, in it. Lee Rigby. On the same date, was it the 22nd of May? Right, okay, let's get to that. Oh, LC, nice one, mate. Yeah, that was a bit of a mad one. So, that is the occasion, the straw that broke the camel's back for me. It's not about attacking a faith, a religion. It's about talking about within that religion, the fundamentalists within it, which I've always defined as radical Islam, not Islam per se. To do that would be wrong. We can all have questions as to how, Muslims are not as vocal on subjects, but you could argue there's a reason why moderate Muslims won't want to speak up. I'm just looking at it from the middle, where from that event, that made me want to get involved. Ironically, this is a bittersweet moment because I'm going to run off the names of all that were fallen on that day. The irony is, the 22nd of May is my birthday. My birthday is tomorrow. So I wanted to do this stream today because tomorrow I'll be hopefully trying to celebrate my birthday. Now, it's ironic that it happened on my birthday. The one thing that I'm truly blessed with is that I am still here. So as much as I can try and feel sorry for myself, because every birthday from now on in is all about this. And I won't wish that on anyone's birthday, but I am still here. I can still talk about it. Unlucky for some, but for me, no one I knew was personally affected in that tragic incident. Now, however, with the amount of victims there was, you can imagine how many individual people, whether they're personal friends, whether they were family, how many people have been affected and still are. So tomorrow is going to mean nothing but sorrow, rejoice, contemplation, anger, forgiveness. Yes, Mark. Yeah, there's going to be a whole heap of emotions floating around tomorrow, isn't it? Yes, Stacey. How you doing, guys? Well, thank you. My birthday's tomorrow, but honestly, I'm not doing this stream about my birthday. I'm just bringing up the whole picture, because my mindset, you can imagine. I'll never forget when on the night, 22nd of May 2017, the wife and I and my two children, we went out for a meal, family meal. I think it was a Sunday night. I'm almost certain it was a Sunday night, but I may be wrong. And it was roughly about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I think, possibly. I was in bed with the wife. The wife was doing what she normally does, scrolling through her phone. And I think that's when it was coming through the wire that there was some kind of big sound that had alerted, that had gone off. And no one quite knew. People actually thinking it was a blown speaker, the PA had kind of shut out. And then it started to creep out more and more. And I'll never forget, this was me. I was laying in the bed like that. And I was just looking up at the ceiling. And the wife's on the phone. And she's telling me, and as the news is kind of creeping on. And the first thing I said to the wife, I said, problem, reaction, solution. I didn't even know what had happened. I didn't see it coming, just like probably you guys. But that was my first initial thought. The wife looked at me and just went, because I've drove the wife mad. On the verge of insanity. And my kids. Because of my journey of waking up, my journey of informing myself as to what is going on around us that affects me in my individual life, my family's life, and how they're nurturing and growing up. Everything is kind of wrong, but then it affects us all so much. So to me, it's profound. So I went through this journey of just not enlightening myself. I'm not a freaking Buddhist by any means, but just waking up. Yeah, so I could see that there was an element of manipulation with that event. Now, I could even scratch back further. For me, 9/11. That was the biggest manipulation. The PNAC report that then spoke about we need a new Pearl Harbor. Now, people were always going conspiratorial, What we do know, guys, we do know that that incident was wrong. There's something not quite right about it. There's so many different angles people want to go in on regards to how and what, but we can go to the facts. It was highly illogical what happened, when it happened, how it happened. And not only that, the fact that it was allowed to be done with ease, i.e. NORAD, yeah, the defense system of North America, which was pretty much disbanded, which meant an attack like that could happen without anyone really doing anything about it. There was too many crazy things. And let's not forget what come from that. Weapons of mass destruction, yeah, the war on terror, yeah. If we're going to call racists out, we're going to call people that called this out, George Bush, Dick Cheney, the rest of the CFR, and our lovely good friend Tony Blair, and the rest of the people within the dark government within our country that aided and facilitated it. And someone's just called me a joker there. Well, I would like you to quantify why I'm a joker with what I've just said. And if you're going to come out with bullshit like that, when we're talking on the eve of an event which is not only fucking up your community, but is fucking up the other community as well, if you're going to be so stupid within your comment, I've got no option but to fuck you off from this chat. Because I have gone too far down this road to have stupid, immature comments like that, because it's comments like that that is keeping the divide and conquer going. So, asshole, rephrase what you're saying, because half of me is on your side. I'm assuming you are a Muslim individual. So I have got a foot in your camp as to say that I don't agree with what is happening to the Muslim population at this moment in time. But at the same time, my other foot is saying the bottom line is there is shit going down in this country that the Muslim community are not owning. And they're sitting behind the liberalised Marxist system that's allowing them to do it. Now, if you're not going to own it, you're only going to piss off the other people that can blatantly see that it's not being owned. So I agree with you. I feel for the Muslim community. I feel for the English community. I feel for the white population. I feel for the lot of yous. So what I don't need is stupid, imbecilic fucking comments that's just going to piss me off. And it's just going to make me not want to support anything that you're about. So if you want to start again, or fuck off the chat, because it's not warranted and it's not needed. 22 people died because of one knobhead extremist. Now, as I started the conversation, I'm not going to go as far to say that I have now got to castigate every goddamn Muslim. But your ignorance is making me feel that more so. Is making me understand why you've got a population in this country that is fucking dead against you. So if you come into this chat room, yeah, come with common sense. Come with a bit of consideration on all sides. I know you as an individual probably feel that you've been fucked over, but let me tell you something. It ain't no secret. You're not the only one. So what this chat represents is about common ground on all sides, whether you're white, whether you're black, whether you're fucking Muslim, whether you're Jew, whatever you are. I love you all, even the pissing haters. So stop with the bullshit. Because I'm trying to explain divide and conquer, and then you've just proved it with a bullshit comment like that. Where is the moderator? Well, I did ask Great Brit. I did alert him today. Now, there's every chance, Lisa, that he might not have got the notification, because you know what YouTube's like? YouTube is facilitating a lot of this divide and conquer shit as well. Yeah, well, that comment has exposed himself, whoever said that. I didn't, it's bull. And I've had enough. What I witnessed in Oldham, right? I could not make it because I was working. And to be honest, I didn't, looking at it, I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, I want nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with it. But having said that, what I seen was horrible on all sides. All sides. I seen good and bad on both sides. There's no bad guy there. What I seen was a result of divide and conquer playing right out. What I seen was two tribes going to war because they've both been manipulated and indoctrinated in their own way to fucking just have it with one another, to forget rationale, forget reasoning. And it's come to the point 2 years later, practically to the day, where I can almost say that we've achieved nothing. The Muslim community have achieved nothing. You might think so, but you haven't gained the support of people around you, the peers in this country. The white population haven't got the support from the black population. There's pockets in between that don't get involved with all this and just get on with it. But we do know the tensions that is being thrust upon us, on us all, to make us all look at this before you do that. 2 years down the line, I've never seen so much hatred. I've never seen people throwing rocks at each other in the middle of estates. I've never seen the police just allowing it to happen. But yet, I've never seen a scenario that's probably ended up from 2001 to the mass populace buying into that shit, where we're now fighting each other. Because I do know, guaranteed, because what I did see on that stream, I seen the Muslims giving it to the police as well. I did see that. So there's no friendship there. Even if people on this side think they get away with all kinds, that might be the case. But they're not getting any thanks for it, the police. So what I'm saying is, which is applicable to the left, applicable to black people, applicable to Muslim population, Chinese population, Jewish population, it doesn't matter. We are all being fucked. So I'm not going to hate on you. You don't hate on me. You know what we both should do? Hate on the elitist son of a bitches that are doing this to us. How about that for an idea? Or do you want to just go down to some random estate and start throwing bricks indiscriminately? Not knowing there was cars there that had nothing to do with that event that I'm sure got damaged. I'm sure there were kids playing about. But then I look at it and I think, well, I can almost understand why you've got a Muslim population that is thinking, you know what, I'm going to fight back against this, because from their perspective, they feel got at. They feel that this is an attack. So I understand that. It ain't an attack from me. It ain't an attack from most of the people on here. If you only knew that, if you only took the time out to sit and listen. Unfortunately, people on this side, just like people on the Muslim side, can't help but buy into the two tribes go to war. And that is what is getting us in this shit over and over again. So is he gone or what? Or has he just shut the fuck up? There could be smoke. Warkel, I'm due sound, mate. I'm due sound. Thank you for asking. Thank you for asking. The sun is shining. Nearly as hot as Cyprus, mate. I'm telling you. Right, so. Right, I'm going to get back to it, right? Sorry for that little freaking divert there. I'm not having it. 2 years in, we're all in the shit still. No one's getting the upper hand. We're 2 years further down the line in closer to getting to a civil war. So I ain't standing here from a proud position. I ain't standing here from an arrogant position. I'm being as humble as I fucking can to everyone concerned, even though I can see what I can see on all sides. Breakdown the gas. It's manipulation. But the one thing I'm not going to do is Muslim, 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 Islam, Islam, Islam. Because that's, in a way, it's creating some of the problems. I mean, you think now, weapons of mass destruction, fucking war on terror. You know that that was a plan to bring Islam as a fighting force against the West. Now, that doesn't mean that then there's secret cells and all of a sudden all the Muslims are like the White Walkers in The Walking Dead. I'm not talking about that. I'm on about like a manipulation that has been able to bring two cultures together to make them two cultures hate each other that much. And then throw in a little bit of black and white, get them to hate. And now what I'm seeing more than ever now is anti-Semitism. So throw the Jews. So within 2 more years, we're all going to hate each other that much that the establishment are going to sit back and just love it. See us all battling. West is the West. Yeah. The West is the West. You know, the world is the world. You know, I'm not even saying, you know, I'm not even getting into it. Right. I'm going to go through the names of the fallen on that day. Yeah. Just to bring it back home. John Atkinson. Olivia Campbell, age 15. By the way, some of these names I might butcher, so you know. Lisa Lees, age 43. Alison Ho, age 43. Georgina Calendar, age 18. Machin Cliss, 42. Angelica Cliss. Jane Whittle Taylor, age 50. Just waiting for him to scroll, that's all, guys. Seems to have stopped. I think my internet's not working outside here for some reason. I do apologise. Kind of frozen up. Oh, here we go. Nell Jones, age 14. Froze again. Intermittent. It normally does work, my internet, even though I'm outside. It will attach to my router, but for some reason it's just decided to. Hey, no conspiracy there, is there? So if it does come back on, I will say, but this is what it's about. Kelly Brewster, age 32. Martin Hett, age 29. Safri Rose Roussos, aged 8. Michelle Kiss. Sorel Lechowski, age 14. Chloe Rutherford, Liam Curry. Elaine McIver. Like I say, sorry, I apologise for butchering some of these names. It's froze again. Here we go. Wendy Farrell, age 50. Elida McLeod, is that right? Courtney Boyle, age 19. Philip Tron, age 32. Megan Haley, age 15. Is that all? That's all. Apart from the dumb fuck that done it to them all. He makes 23, I guess. Now, as well as those, you've got probably since the war on terror was sanctioned, 1 million plus Iraqis. Never mind what's gone on in Afghanistan and whatever other war-torn country that has been a direct consequence of the war on terror, which I do believe most of this country didn't want. I do believe most of the country were vehemently against that on the premise that it was a lie. So that is the genuine people in this country that could see that there was something wrong and can see going over there creating that much damage is bound to have a knock-on effect, no matter who you are. Common sense. Then throw in all the other stuff that's gone since. So my condolences go out to everyone who has fallen because of this. Because of these attacks, because of the war on terror, because of the manipulation, because of the lies, because of the deceit. I can't apologize for it because it's not my fault. The bottom line is we're all, as a population, have to live with the consequences of it. So fighting one another does not seem the cleverest thing. You are giving the establishment what they want on both sides. And this is from a position in the middle, which for me, throughout me doing my YouTube, I have tried to stay in the middle. And I have even got shit for it, for trying to stay in the middle. I've been ostracized for trying to stay in the middle. I've been called a coconut for trying to stay in the middle. I've been called a traitor to my own kind for staying in the middle. I've been called a Nazi for trying to stay in the middle. And then, on the other side, I see people who genuinely are getting wound up, who genuinely are allowing in darker elements within this so-called movement that is shifting the sentiment and the feeling of this movement. No one could disagree. Yeah, MB, I'm sure you were right. I'm sure you were right. But it's not been brought to the public fore in such a manipulative way as in from 2001. You've had odd attacks. Yeah, and I'm not saying there wasn't an element of people who do truly follow the fullest edicts of the Quran, who've always wanted to overthrow the West. Yep. And I'm sure the same has gone the other way. Yep. I'm in the middle. So what I'm not going to do is not going to go, well, from this, I hate Muslims. Well, from a Muslim perspective, I hate white people. Well, from a black perspective, I hate white people. Well, from a white perspective, I hate black people. I'm staying in the middle. Now, when it comes to precise dates of when truly the tide started to turn, that is all up for debate, innit? We can go on about that because no one really truly knows. I'm just talking the worldwide event that's really set us up against Islam per se on a mass scale. World-changing perception. Gotta be the Twin Towers. It was allowed and it was let through and it happened and look where we're at. But, you know, it's up to you whether you disagree with that. People might disagree with that. But the result is still the same. We're now, well, from 2001, 18 years, but we've had this bombing. We've had countless others. You know, look what happened in New Zealand. Do you not see how it's do, 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 do? No one can score points off that because ultimately no one's winning. You're just taking each other out without realising who the third member is who's fucking having the parties over. That's how I feel. I seriously do. See, you can't. I'm not getting in between it. This is why I've pulled out. This is why I've pulled out of the movement, because I cannot articulate for people who then straight in my face will say Islam's a cancer. There's nothing I can say. And I can't defend your stance. That's you. That ain't me. I don't regard Islam as a cancer. Now, I can understand it from your perspective, seeing what you've seen, that you then going down that line of the whole fucking problem is Islam. I can understand it because of the indoctrination of what's been disseminated over the net, backwards and forwards. But you've still got to have the common sense. People are people. I know some absolutely gorgeous Muslim people. Like, I know some gorgeous black people. I know some lovely white people. And it is as simple as that. But at the same time, I can't help if people get themselves to the way of thinking that the problem is that over there. I can't. Extremists are a problem. Thank you, Stacey. It is. And that extreme mentality is going through all sides. So for you just to sit there and go, Islam is a cancer, then what you're doing there, you are saying, we're never going to solve this. So then what is different from a Muslim who is extreme on his way of thinking, going, the infidels, we must overthrow the infidels? It's the same. You're hating, he's hating. There's a bit of bread, there's a table there, and you could actually sit down and talk about it. Now, I know what you're saying, because I know what you're going to say. You can't talk. No, you can't, in some cases. But then the same way as I've tried to bring even a moderate Muslim onto this channel, and the first thing that'll happen, I've seen, which fucking disgusted me, was the word taqiyya. So it does work both ways. I'm not that much of a hater where I'm just going to go Islam per se. I can see why you may feel people who follow the fullest edicts of Islam, that is cancerous. Fucking right. Bang on. But that still does not mean every Muslim. Just like you've got grooming gangs. That does not mean every Pakistani. But there's a culture issue that needs to be had. I totally get it. But it still doesn't mean I'm going to denigrate every Pakistani individual, because the moment I do that is the moment that piece of bread on that table is staying the way it is. The moment you're never going to sit down and you're never going to be able to mediate and sort this shit out. Two tribes go to war. And that's all it is. That's all I feel. It's like, as much as you say that, then when a Muslim comes on Allah Akbar just to get right under your skin, you can't then go, well, I'm the victim, look at him saying Allah Akbar, because you're the one saying that as well. So there's a moral obligation here from all of us to, even though you're pissed, but there'll be elements of decent Muslim people that are pissed as well. And I'm seeing two sets of people that are starting to not give a fuck. And right, well, if you get like that, fine. Express your views through freedom of speech. But all it's going to mean is, because of the low frequency of them views, you're going to create fucking animosity and fighting. You know what I mean? And one thing I've got to say, because it'll wrap it up, I will give a big congratulations to Tony Bugle. Tony Bugle has just become a grandmother over the past couple of weeks. Her daughter Natasha has just given birth to a beautiful baby boy, who, funnily enough, has just discovered flatulence. And I got a video. I know I'm going off subject here, but I got a 10-second video sent of the first flatulence from a newborn baby. Yeah, and to look at him, look at his eyes when it happened. He was trying to get through his senses here because he could not articulate what had just shot out of his body, and he could not articulate what he was smelling. So you could see he was like trying to work out what was going on. It was the funniest thing ever. So what I am saying is, one, congratulations to Tony, but the reason why I'm saying is that you've got younger generation. What has that beautiful young baby got to look forward to? The way things are going. They're walking into a war zone. Now, that is being constructed. We are in that game. We can choose to play the game where we can make it a safe environment and thoughtful for everyone concerned. Or we can just go, bad enough, get the pitchforks, fuck it. And then 10 years down the line, you know, look at the way the game's been played. Look at the way it's been played. It's stupid. The level of animosity on both sides. And that's without talking about black people. That's just talking about Islam and Christianity. It's shite. And I don't even see it getting better. I just see it getting worse. And I'm only being honest. Because when I was calling this out, when I was saying, critiquing this side, and I'm critiquing what's going on within radical Islam, people don't want to hear it. People just want to know that their side has got the moral high ground, and fuck it. We've got every right to say this to them. We've got every right. So when you do go, well, actually, you know what I mean? You've got a point, but, you know, you're not all sweetness and light yourself at times. No, shut up. Who are you? Blue Pill Phil. Get him off. Unsub. Divisive. Fuck him off. So I'm like, right. So I'm on the outside, and I'm looking, and I can see it still going on. Still going on. What I seen was Oldham was no different than what I seen at Speaker's Corner. Just that level of, and I do know, I honestly do believe, the bottom line is, there's common ground between white people, black people, and the Islamic community to justify our stance. So I don't know. I don't feel we've achieved anything. 2 years down the line, I don't see it. Cultures don't mix. Well, that's your opinion. It's not my opinion. Sorry, guys, it keeps cutting out. My internet's going a little bit dodgy. So, it's... Honestly, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say anymore. That's why I've kind of gone quiet. I made a video over the past couple of weeks. I've been working on it, and it's a video I've not wanted to ever address. The moment I address this topic in the video is the moment where you feel the sentiment's gone too far the other way. And I'm not going to say too much, but I will say that I've been sat on it. The video's done. It's on my desktop here. I've got, it's 2 segments, part 1, part 2. And it's basically talking about infiltration. And because of my personal feelings from where I started from and where I grew up and the elements I was exposed to as a child, I've got my certain biases. So to be in a movement, then to discover that the thing that was vehemently against you as a child and still is against you as a child of mixed race origin or black origin, you're getting elements of that within marches, within the marches that I have been supporting, within the marches that I have been doing videos for. Not so much now. because I haven't got much confidence in many organisations now. I'll be honest with you. I think there's issues in a lot of them, one way or the other. There's two organisations which I've got 100% trust and support for. 3. Shatterboys, PAG UK, Maria's. On a public level, there's probably plenty of other little ones that I don't even know of, that if I do know, I would thoroughly support. I'm not sure what that comment, he was saying something there and it's kind of gone now. It was a big comment. So everything else has slowly, I'll be honest, has got darker elements within it, albeit small bits, but still allowed, not questioned. And when critiqued, I'll be honest with you again, you might disagree. The fascism within this side then comes out, then starts to ostracize people. And if anyone can tell you that, it's me, Blue Pill Phil, coming from, at that time, supposedly one of my best mates in this movement. So if that can't show you that even good friends can fucking turn on one another, what's it like for strangers if you're not saying the right thing? So I seen it. Made me just walk right over there. And I'm happy. I'm happy over there. Because when I look in, it's not nice. You keep saying this side, but this side isn't your side, as you stated. What's that supposed to mean? Quantify that. This side isn't my side. So what? Are you doing what that Corbynista done? War Kettle, nice one, mate. I don't have no idea. Anything I say, I have said for the betterment of this movement. Any critique I've come out with, it's not to be divisive. It's not to start creating wars. It's to truly say, if you do not own the negative shit in your own party, the left are going to own it for you. The press is going to own it for you. They're always manipulating you anyway. So if you blatantly turn your eye to what is negative within your own camp that you can see, and you're not, oh no, because we've got to maintain the moral high ground, the enemy's the left. If that's how you do it, I guarantee, don't call me Nostradamus because I don't deserve that title. I don't have to be. Common sense will say you will never win this battle. There's no honesty if you're going to think like that. No one's perfect. No, you know what? I'm not even saying from this standpoint I am. But with every post, I will try and do things the right way, even if I lose it myself. Stick together. It is. Everyone. And that's not even just on this side. There shouldn't be a right and left. But the ammunition is cruel. It's time. We can go into Oldham. Whatever you feel about Tommy Robinson and what he's doing, whatever you feel about him becoming an MEP and going to areas doing what he's doing, what is going on is disgusting. Whether he's an election, a guy that's running for election, yeah, they're entitled to certain rules. Ask Anna Soubry. The world and its dog shat itself when she was called a Nazi. So you've got to apply out of common decency, whether you like Tommy Robinson or not, you have got to apply that same respect to him. But it's not. It's unfair. Whether you could argue the police walked the group of the Muslim Defence League down, whether they had a right to have their counter protest. But look at the media. I watched two different perspectives of that day. I watched the perspective through one or two individuals that were streaming it there. Some of them were handling it in a professional manner. Some of them wasn't. Some of them was reacting, which was, in my regard, just as bad as what was happening. So then your moral high ground's gone. Remembering that you've got women and kids in there. Now, I'm not saying I blame it. No, they've got a right to assemble. They've got a right to talk about what they're saying. But at the same time, you've got to apply a bit of common sense. When I seen the media writing the stories afterwards, there was very little mention of Muslims. I think only one of them, of the articles, actually had the balls to put Muslim Defence League, abbreviated letters. The rest were just putting it up as counter-protest. Then you talk about the milkshake event. All right, you can have a laugh and a joke at his expense. But it's not right. She was on the other foot. If he was to do that, the whole fucking world would erupt. He's one of the most hated figures. So the making holding a milkshake to a young Muslim lad and throwing it in his face. So sheer common sense. It's unfair. The man is being vilified. But then you've got to be intelligent as to how you handle that vilification. I'm not saying he's handling it wrong. That's not for me to say. What we need now is mediation. Because this is getting out of hand. I think Nigel Farage got a milkshake on him, so it's rubbing off on him. Mm-hmm. Now people in this, oh, I fucking hate Nigel Farage, but then you're doing that again. The divide and conquer's going again. It's just splitting down in between this side. You feel, honestly, I've felt at times I can't even mention certain names because people are, oh, they'll just go crazy. And I learned that from Lucy Brown, mentioning that. Look at the shit that got me in. But in the way, it was the most enlightening thing that ever happened to me because I learned so much. I learned, and I've not stopped learning ever since. And it's changed me as an individual in this fight. It's made me see who my friends are and who my friends ain't. It's made me, unfortunately, to be very critical of people, of their motives, of their friendship. It's also made me very suspect of just individuals full stop in this movement. It's made me very wary of talking to people online. It's fucked up. Fucked up. I'm just trying to be humble and I'm trying to be honest. Well, let's carry on with the milkshake. I was sent a screenshot. Apparently Burger King put an advert out promoting their milkshakes, and it was directly after the Tommy Robinson event, apparently. So you look at that and you think, it's a low, dirty, low-down trick. You've shown what side you're on there straight away. Whether you agree with Tommy Robinson or not, he's allowed that right to air his views. Let him either make a martyr of himself, make a king of himself, or make an absolute muppet of himself. Allow him that right, just like you allow the right of any other politician. But no, it's allowed that the establishment can get at him. You know, even Burger King is saying, come and get your milkshakes here. Even if you don't like a man's views, you don't do that. Let me tell you, my next 2 uploads is going to be about the National Front infiltrating a lot of these movements. Albeit covertly, albeit on the outside, but it's there. It's undisputable, and the shit I've got in the video, if you're going to argue against that, then there's nothing I can say. The National Front are nasty. What they're all about is nasty. You don't want that running in and out of any marches. At all. You've lost your moral high ground. Anyone will go, well, who says you're not racist then? You've got Tony Martin turning up at all events. And if you don't know who Tony Martin is is the leader of the National Front. And he's been seen at DFLA events, he's been seen at Tracy Blackwell events, and he's been seen at the Veterans event the other day. So, calling that out will get you ostracized. It will. I know I'm going to get critique for that video, and there's nothing wrong with it. I've shown that video to probably about half a dozen people within the movement who I trust. They've looked at it. They already knew elements themselves, so it's not like I've shown them anything different. There's little bits in there that probably has enlightened them a little bit more, but it's undisputable. It's fucking horrible. And if you've got that just stood with a camcorder, now, going back to my original statement, when that viral video was out, remember what I said to that lady? Remember what I used to see when I walk out my door? The NF. So I know what the years of living under the National Front was like, right? But having said that, Tony Martin should be disavowed from every organisation if they've got the balls to do it. If they don't, then they're complicit, whether they know him or not, whether they talk to him or not. If he turns up at your event and you haven't got the balls to say, I'm sorry, mate, but we don't want you here, and you can turn up here under free will and I can't admit you here. Now, having said that, I don't wish to think the way he does. He's a fallen spirit. It's unfortunate. But with what you can see going on in the world today, you can see the heightened tensions. You can see how this movement will go from an honest movement to pretty much it's all about brown people. You can see it. And if you're going to allow NF to stay there with the ideology they've got, it's only going to permeate through. Now, the only problem is, yeah, exactly, King John. It's right. No, you're not. No one's saying you're fake, LC. What I'm saying, the stigma that is being brought up around the world, it's making it racial, innit? Even if it's not. I know most of you on here are not fucking... No, you're right. Perfect. Whatever your name is. The NF has not beheaded anyone. I never said they did. So you can't put that on me. What the NF are guilty for is the repatriation given half the chance of everyone who they regard as non-white. That has clearly been documented. So if you want to then mitigate the National Front because they've not beheaded anyone, but yet they're still fucking horrible creatures because of their sheer hatred towards black people and Jews. No, they've not beheaded no one. They're fucking brilliant, aren't they? Really? See, this is the low frequency shit. Well, they was, and they are. I've looked on that. I've had to do research on these fuckers because of what I kind of learned. They've got a YouTube page. I'm not saying they shouldn't. They're allowed their opinion. But within an organisation that is trying to profess that this is not about race, why have a member of the National Front and all the members that are affiliated with that individual waltzing in and out? You've lost your moral argument. Don't give a fuck whether he's beheaded anyone. It's what is in here. You don't want that in there. If that is seen in there, do you think the left are going to be all right with that? And then you wonder why you call far right. You're not getting it. Cheers, Jesse. Seriously, if you don't get it, then I'm stood over there. Because I'm sick of doing this shit. Divide and conquer on steroids. It is. It's fucking stupid. Well done, King John. You know what? We all know. I had this really interesting chat with a guy of West Indian descent, but he's English. Plaster patcher today. Could talk for fucking England. He was worse than me. And I know what he's like. I've had chats with him before. And all I want to do is job and not get me shit done and get out of there. Seriously, all let's do is gloss this little 2-bedroom plot. And he comes in. And I'm like, oh, fuck's sake. But we had a really interesting chat. It's not that I don't want to chat. It's just that when I get in work, I want to kind of get my work done and get out. I don't want to start. So how are you doing? Nah, mate, I've got work to do. Get home. You know what I mean? So, do you feel that racism is a true construct? And he's like, no, it's bullshit. I don't soak that in. This is what he's saying. I thought, great. The point we population of the dumbed out individuals, whether it be white or black, that buy into it. So what I was then saying is that, do you feel because of racism then, even if you don't buy into that construct and the people around you don't buy into it, do you feel that racism, the construct, still affects you as an individual? He's like, no, because I don't feel, and I'm like, mate, I hear you first time, you told me that, but what I'm saying is, how can it not affect you as an individual or your children if the falsehood of racism is perpetuated at kids? And the reason why I say that is that comment that person said, I'm 53 and I've known this person, blah, blah, blah. Mate, I'm on it. You know why I say that? I come from Miles Platting. I was at the primary school, was literally across the road from my house, right? Predominantly white area. Being that I grew up in an era of far-right politics, National Front, getting called nigger, getting called coon. If you see me with white people, white girls, nigger lover, it was not, I could go on and on. And I didn't want to bleep that, and I didn't want to kind of curve round it. I'm saying it. It was horrible. Go back to where you belong, go back to the jungle, all that shit, yeah? Living in a predominantly white area. I'm just cracking on. But before that, at the primary school, I was 3 years of age. As with anyone, you play with toys. My big thing when I was a child was playing with Batman. I loved the Batman. I had the Batman car. Remember the Batman car that used to be able to fire the matchsticks out the back? Yeah? Loved it with the opening doors. Mint. Was on the floor playing with that in primary school, right? UB40, come on. It's got to be the early shit though. I'm not into the commercialised red wine and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I was playing with this Batman toy. There was this young lad. A lad walks in. Bearing in mind I'm free, just minding my own business. He had the hand of a school teacher. White lad, white teacher, white school, white area, right? He's got a Batman bolt. He had the Batman speedboat. I clocked him. I'm on the floor just doing all this. I clocked him. I'm like, what? Straight away, he's seen I had the car. Do you think racism come into it there? He's like, mate, I want to go with that car. And I was like, mate, I want to go with that boat. You know what? We have been best friends ever since. He is my oldest friend. Mr. Butler. I'm not going to say his first name. If he ever watches this stream, I know he's watched stuff in the past. Mr. Butler lives in Newton Heath. The butcher man. I'm not going to say any more because people might get on it. But seriously, that tells me racism is a false construct. Because from that age, you're not asked. But yet, the information that is inputted to you over the years makes you doubt that, makes you think, makes you this, makes you that, makes you that. If you're not a strong enough character, you see what happens. So I agree with the plasterer. I don't, racism isn't a construct as far as I'm concerned. What makes it real is the fact that you've got dumb fucks that will buy into it either side. Because of their indoctrination, because of history, which has got fuck all to do with me, has got nothing to do with you either. It is. It is. In modern day terms, it is. Identity politics. That pretty much sums up the victimhood. Oh, I missed that. Where was that? I was reading halfway through that and it went. Looked at quite an interesting comment. So, hold on. Exactly. You know what? So, if you'd seen that in a black country and black people were doing that, the one thing I'm not going to do is mitigate that. Because that's them drinking the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Just like in the 70s, when you did get riots, when you did get policemen that would beat the shit out of you because you're black, that policeman's bought into it. I'm not saying that happens now. I mean, it's a whole new shit what goes on now. We're all victims. Again, we're all victims. It's not about me as a mixed race person going, I'm just speaking for black. And you as a white, we're all it. We can see it. Well, instead of saying that, Shane, get it out. Get it out in the comment. Never mind the inbox. Come on. Come out the closet. You got something to say. Say it. I'm not going to condemn you for it. I love you, Shane, anyway, because you always come out with positive crap. You know what I mean? I love it. See you later, Jesse. Whatever you're doing, get yourself back nice and safe. I can't guarantee my hour's done now, so I'm pretty much going to wrap it up. Yeah, come on, Shane. Come on, everyone in the comment section, get Shane to come out the closet. Say what it is. Yeah, the monetary... That's what I mean. Mate, you're on my freaking wavelength now. That is one reason why all of us are getting fucked over. The establishment. Come on, Shay. It is a hot... Mate, when you say that, yeah. Come on, Shay. Oh, come on. Don't be ribbing Shane now. Don't be ribbing him. Come on, Shane. Yeah, no, that earlier comment, you know, the environment that we're in where you can't express even who you support for without the world falling in. It's twisted. It's manipulated. It's manipulated. You know what I mean? Because they will say, well, because you support him, you're all about hatred. And it is wrong when you know there's a point of view there that is legitimate. The only problem is the two tribes thing. It's how to get that point out without creating the rub off, whether you can or not. Come on, Shane. Where's Shane gone? Has he run off? Oh, Jesus, took me away. You threw me right in the deep end there. Fuck's sake. I'm going to be voting for the Brexit party, personally. I want out of Brexit. I want out of Brexit. So the idea of voting an MEP is kind of what? But I wish him luck. I don't wish any ill on Tommy Robinson. He's on a crusade. I just hope that the rub-off that comes with the consequences of that crusade does not create a clash. And by saying that, I'm not blaming any individual. I am just observing the rub off, rub off, rub off, rub off on both sides. So it's not about laying blame. Are you voting for Brexit Party? Yeah, I mean, we probably shouldn't even be talking about who we're going to vote for. But I don't vote. So I've only ever voted once, and that was for Brexit. So if I'm going to vote the next time, I'm not going to be voting for an MEP. I'm just not, because that means being in it. I want out. I want sovereignty. I want people in this country to have their own rights and not to be dictated by an unelected force that probably is collaborating with global forces that is a major arm of the control system that we're living under. Quantify that shit. Well, fair play. If you want something to win, fair play. Fair play. But I'll say with anyone, there's people following. There's an obligation. Now, what you're seeing there, the MDL, low frequency, violent thugs. Violent. If they can't see the divide and conquer and how they're being played, just like we're being played, and Tommy Robinson's being played, you know, whoever else is being played, then that's sad. You know what I mean? It does not mean to say then I have got to become a product of that. Stupid, on one of them streams, a major, whether it's a YouTuber, let's say a person who's well known in this movement, was there. He was streaming. We stood in front of the wall of police. The Muslims kind of come in the garden. They kind of got the way round. So, you know what I mean? It's wrong. I'm not defending him. But to me, if you're going to maintain the higher moral ground, you stay out of the way, you don't retaliate, and then you get as much footage as you can with them doing the wrong thing, not you. Even if they've thrown a brick at you, to pick it up and throw it back makes you just as bad as them. Even if you did not go there for that. Because then, even if you didn't mean it, guess who's going to be taking a photo of you? Guess who's going to be saying, look at the rub-off that Tommy Robinson fans are creating. You know what I mean? So, it's optics, always. Now, what I'm seeing is, this individual on this street, then start mocking Allah, and then start going on with some other stupid shit. Now, fine, he might feel that, but do you think that's going to help in that scenario? They already there want to throw fucking bricks at you, so what are you winding them up for? I know you're angry. I know there's a grooming problem. I know we've got problems with FGM. I know we've got a problem with a simulation, but you still can't blame every Muslim. So then to get into this true tribe mentality, even if they're doing it to you, I don't get the logic. And I'll walk away from it. I don't want nothing to do with it. Now, people in this movement have ostracized me for that way of thinking. And I will be honest, the way I'm looking now, I'm saying, I'm thanking you for that, because I probably got out at the right time, because I don't want to be in the middle of this shit. There's a more positive way to be had. There's mediation to be had. There's no mediation here. It's just fucking two tribes go to war. And honestly, there's no right and wrong. It's just honest. I'm ashamed of... well done, Shane. I'm ashamed of National Front BNP. People are brainwashed. When I was young, uninformed. All right, Martin, cheers. Yeah, BNP, honestly, well, they are very fringe. But it won't take a lot for their mentality to seep in. And that is the problem, because of the way the movement is being treated, because it keeps getting called Nazi, because you keep going to estates and getting bricks thrown at you. So it won't be long before you go, well, fucking hell. You know what I mean? So I get it. I get why you're being steered to think that way. Not assuming anyone on here is thinking along national front lines, but I get why that road is only just there. You know what I'm saying? But by saying that, I'm not saying the movement is because you know that. You know I've got love for this movement. You know I've got love for all of the different organisations that I've spoke about. I've met too many individuals to now general sweep and say, oh no, they're all racist because there was a member of the NF there and probably a couple of affiliates. And there's members there that hate Jews. So that's it, they're all. No, I'm playing a part in trying to clean it up. I'm trying to say, get that shit out. You get that shit out, then you can start to rebuild the narrative again. The longer that's in there, the longer the narrative is just going to be beaten round your neck. Thank you, Stacey, my mank angel. And it's right, you know, it's shit. What do you do? What do you do? You know? Rose, you killed me. You know what, Rose? I've been thinking about that. I have been thinking about that for the past. Well, since you told me, since you explained that scenario to me, I've just been hearing the Benny Hill music. Seriously. Yeah, mate. They keep calling it, yeah, and I can understand why you're fed up. I can understand that. I'm fed up. I don't want to be called Nazi that then goes viral. Then I've got to go and see me in-laws. They're looking at me. I don't want it. You know what I mean? I don't want people looking at the colour of my skin and going, you know what, because he's like that. No. It's about content of character. So they should be doing that with you. No matter who you support, it's your content of character. And that's what I've learned within this movement. There are Tommy supporters that are on my channel that are my subbers still. And I know that. I haven't got a problem with any of them. I haven't even got a problem with Tommy Robinson. I don't agree with everything he does. But I'm not one of them that get him out of the way. No, because you can't do that. You do that, you create more problems. They call it the Streisand effect. So this could have been handled a lot easier 10 or 15 years ago. We probably wouldn't be here. But because of frustration, because of vilification, because of persecution, these are all false constructs that have kind of been, and you can't help but react. We're all human. But you've got to look at the rub-off that reactions have caused with people on comment sections, even though we've all got to be mindful. Yeah, well, none of us do, but you know, freedom of speech has got to come with consideration as well, innit? You know what I mean? And I do feel on both sides, people are using the freedom of speech just to say something that is guaranteed to get under the skin of the person on the other side. That ain't freedom of speech. That's just being mean and horrible. And how are you ever, if you've got a left and right doing that with one another, how are you ever going to actually address the point? So that is my argument at the moment. With the rub off here, rub off there, the point still remains here. But no one can get to the point because I'd rather battle you first. And it's like, what? Fuck him. There's the problem. There you go. I'm a painter and decorator. What do I know? I can do a good gloss finish. Nigel Farage and Tommy hate each other. They both want to distance each other. You know, let's face it. Nigel Farage thinks that Tommy is too hard-lined and Tommy has stuck the boot in with him. Nigel Farage has said one or two stupid things, which I feel let down for. He should not be castigating people with tattoos and all. It's bullshit. He was probably born out of frustration. He was probably seeing that he didn't like the direction of UKIP, so you know what? I'm getting over here. That's how I can see it, but it wasn't clever, and the Streisand effect that will come with that. You know what I mean? But yet, you've still got to remain that Nigel Farage has been instrumental in getting the Brexit, and if there's any man that can do it, just gloss over the problem. As long as you undercoat it first. Don't tell me you're glossing on gloss. That is my trigger word. Thank you, LC. I've got tattoos. No primer. Well, you know what? If it's already... Mate, don't get me going. Don't get me going. I'm loving this stream because I end up talking shit, don't I? But for some reason, I think you like me talking shit sometimes, but I work on new builds, and you don't really have that much need for primer as such because everything tends to come pre-primed. And let's face it, apart from staircases, stair stringers, I'll be honest with you, there's very little wood. Even though they call it paint the woodwork, there's very little wood in new build houses nowadays. Since the invention of MDF, micro condensed fiber, you know, it's all that. So that kind of comes pre-primed. So all we do is fill it, caulk it, double undercoat and gloss that baby. So it doesn't need priming. Sometimes the stairs are fitted that are bare wood. If it's bare, it has to be primed. So there you go. You know what? I will say something. Someone come up with a brilliant idea. I just wish I had the time to do it. Opening up a separate channel. But he actually said it in order to kind of fund myself, because I don't fund myself in any way. Mainly that's why I don't really get involved too much, because, you know. He was saying that, why don't you open a channel about painting and decorating? You know, about tips, this, that. And I thought, it's not a bad idea, but I haven't got the time. I haven't got the time to do what I do anyway. To open up a separate channel and then start concentrating more on filling, painting walls rather than... So it is a time thing. You would love it. You know what? You know what I'm like? I'd be the ranting painter. Because if I hear anyone's doing anything bad, you're getting kicked off. If I hear that you've glossed on glossed and you say it on my stream, I'll be getting Great Brit to kick you off. If I see that you've caulked flexible filler instead of using proper filler, rubbed it down, undercoated it and glossed it, the decorating police will be out. Look like Bob Ross. Who's Bob Ross? Don't know if it's good or bad. Banned for life. Banned for life. I know, innit? Imagine if I opened a decorating channel and started banning me. The Nazi decorator. So I would love to do it, and whoever said that, thank you. It's a very good idea, but it's having the time, you know, to implement it. And also, if anyone, there's a chat called Beagle1, either Beagle1 or Beadle1. Thank you very much for you such positive, uplifting words. Thank you. Not going to go into it, but thank you. Someone mentioned it. Spliff. I wish. Needs an afro wig. What, decorating in an afro wig? Now, I had that first time round. Gloss ceilings. What? See, that's mistake number one. Who's that? Right. Or whistle. I'm calling you out. Gloss ceilings or walls first. You don't gloss the ceilings or the walls. You emulsion the ceilings. You emulsion the walls. You gloss the woodwork. See what I mean? Honestly, you don't want this. You don't want this. Oh, yeah, you're entitled to your opinion, mate. That's fine. Shane's still getting it. Sorry, Shane. I've called you out, mate. You know what? If I do ever get time, I will. I'll try and do it. And radiators. What about him? What about him? You've got to paint round him. Now that can be tricky because if you've got fixed pipes, the new builds now tend to have the loose pipes so you can kind of remove it. Some of the older houses have the fixed ones, but that's where you need a rad roller to get behind. Look at me, I've ended talking about paint and decorating. Hi, Gaz Triller. What about filler paint on knackered outdoor wood? good or bad. If you're going to fill, are you talking about filling something externally and then painting it? That's fine. You just got to get external filler that is more durable, because interior filler, if it gets wet, it's going to soften. It has to be indoors. You can get exterior filler. You can get what they call 2-pack filler. Look at me, like I actually know what I'm talking about. 2-pack filler, nothing to do with a wrapper. It's filler that is made in 2 parts. So you get the filler and then you get a tube of hardener. You squeeze a little bit of the hardener on it, mix it in quick, and then get it on. My advice when you're using that, mix it quick, because it oxidizes. As soon as it oxidizes, it starts to go hard quick. So you've got to use it, and then whatever you use it on, don't butter it on too much. Just put enough on, because when it does go rock hard, it is like concrete. So then rubbing it down will be a bitch. So the more you put on, the more rubbing down. And in some cases, whatever you've filled, because you've had to rub it down that vigorously, you can end up mashing up everything around it just for that one little bit. So that's my bit of advice on that. Someone said, oh geez, look at this. Look at this. Painting tips with red pill fill. My best brush, Purdy's, the mint. Do you use expansion foam for filling? You can do, not a problem. Depends on the gap. As long as you cut it right back. But yeah, no problem at all. But you've got to cap it as well. So you've got to make sure it's cut right back so it's flush. You know what I mean? If you leave all bits of bobbles up, you can't paint over that. It looks rough. Oh, hold on. I'm enjoying this. 5 more minutes, guys, if you want more questions. If not, I bid you a good day with whatever you're doing. But fuck it. You decorating questions, let me help you out if I can. Can't do it. Always cut in. You're damn right. That's a big point. You know when you see these 60-minute makeovers? I'm telling you, from a decorator's perspective, there should be people charging through that door and arresting every individual in that room who is partaking in the production of that program. Not just the decorators, but the fucking cameramen and everyone. Even the area that are clapping them in when they come in. Because I guarantee you can't do a house in 60 minutes. I don't give a shit. How many decorators? You've got to allow for drying times. If you undercoat something, you've got to allow for at least 6 hours, if not a whole day, before you can touch it again. So what are they on about? And you don't be using one gloss covers all crap. Don't. We've already gone through this, mate. No, I won't. I've been voting for the Brexit party. Ah, my walls are covered. Mate, there's no need for that. No need for that. But washable paint is more expensive, yes. And durable. Dulux once. Mate, I'm telling you, I'm going to dox you. Don't be telling me Dulux once. Don't. It's not on. Not on. Undercoat, gloss. There's no once. That's 2 things, innit? Come on, guys. Come on. Try to raise your consciousness on decorating. Don't be giving me Dulux once. Sanding is important. The more you can sand, well, it's all prep. When you're decorating, prep, and prep again. Before you start, before you do anything, put your dust sheets out. If you've got to mask anything, mask it. Start scraping. Scrape them snots off the walls. If it creates a hole, fill it, sand it. Get the wall nice and smooth. Get your woodwork nice and smooth. Get it caulked up. Get them rough edges smoothed out with a nice caulk line. Not rocket science. Don't be doing it in 60 minutes. Honestly, it's a beauty when you. I love it because I'm kind of creative anyway. I love my DJing, blah blah blah. I know DJing has nothing to do with decorating, but I love the idea of, even though it does my head in, every time I've got to walk into a new plot, it's like, oh fuck's sake, this again, the same old thing. Fill, cork, undercount, and going through the whole. But it's a method and a system. But there's nothing better than when I'm shutting the door and going, you know what, that looks mint. And there's nothing worse than then when the plumber comes in and starts drilling a fucking hole 2 feet above the skating board you just glossed. Seriously? Now that's divide and conquer. I'm telling you. I don't hate anyone, mate. It's Nicola. What? Is someone having you? Oh, Shane, mates, listen, I didn't mean calling out for you to then get grief. I hope that's not the case, because you shouldn't be getting... Sorry about that, it's just gone off. Even Great Brit says, your chats are probably the most amicable. Your subs, probably the most friendly, even in a world where everyone's getting pissed off. So I love yous all. Mr. Bean, that scene, I know. If it was that easy, mask everything and just blow it in a paint. Sweet. Do you do a decorating? Well, hold on. Phil, if you do a decorating vid for beginners, I will shoot you. Oh, bless you, Elsie. You know what? I'll try. But you got to admit that I'm actually at work as well. So it's hard because I'm on price. But I'll try. I don't know when I can do it, but I'll try. But I don't then want to kind of concentrate on that more when the world's got shit. Who cares about painting a wall when you're getting banned and you're getting called Nazi and the world is as twisted as it is. You're getting bricks thrown at you because you can't even have your democratic right. You know what I mean? It's like, put it in the grand scheme. But I hear you. I do hear you. I can't see now because of the bleeding sun. The world has always been a disaster. It has, hasn't it? It has. So there's nothing new. It is cycles. I guess we feel unique in a sense because, you know, it's happening towards in the here and now. But this has always been a battle, isn't it? It's a light and dark battle. And it's always gone on. And it probably always will go on. So I'm trying to keep as light as possible. And any movement I represent, I want the movement to be as light as possible because we all know light will outshine the darkness. But with the vibes that are being sent out, darkness is manifesting even on this side. It's manifesting even on that side. And the darkness that's actually manipulating the two is getting exactly what it wants, which is a low frequency population that are now starting to fucking hate one another. You know what I mean? And all I want is a bit of Stevie Wonder and fucking Paul McCartney, Ebony and Ivory. You know what I mean? Nice vibe here today. Yes, Elsie. Honestly, positivity. Even if, what's the point? If I'm negative, what's it going to breed? Negativity. If I get on this stream now and start, white people, black people, Muslims, that's going to send a low frequency negative vibe through these wires out to you. You're going to maybe relate, you're going to resonate, you're not going to resonate. If you resonate, you're going to get pissed. If you're not going to resonate, you're going to hate me for saying it. Either way, it's a manifestation of negative energy. And I don't want to do that. Keep it positive. I know it's not easy when you've got fucking MDL lobbing bricks at you. When you've got them saying, you know, I'm going to rape your women. And it's bullshit. Low energy. Do we then go low energy? I don't want to. But we all succumb to it, I guess. Good or bad? Benny Hill. Off again. Honestly, I'm not even going to tell you about that conversation, but it's funny. Sorry, I'm going mad now. Rose, pack it in. Don't be doing that to me. You just totally threw me off. Oh, for God's sake, Rose. Pack it in. Right. A couple more questions. Anything else? Because I've got to go. You know what? I've got homemade quiche tonight. And can't wait. Can't wait. So all those who want to now start divide and conquer because you don't like quiche, bring it on. Because I love it. Call me what you want because I love it. I love it. Okay? I'm not discriminating against non-quiche lovers. I just love my quiche. Sorry, you just sent me in a crazy mood. Oh shit, I'm missing comments here now. Do you hand paper? No. I can do it, but I hate it. I hate it. No, I don't do it in my work, and because I'm not proficient with it, I could do it in my house, but I paint my house because it's easier. But the papering was kind of out of style when I first started decorating because everyone was ripping them off because it just looked old-fashioned. Now, as a lot of decorators on here will agree, the realm of the feature wall is now everyone wants a bloody wall here, a wall there. So in work, because I'm not proficient, I'll stay away from it. Never mind, Rose, pack it in, you're doing it again. So because of that, the show houses, it tends to have feature walls. Now, show houses will have expensive paper. You can get paper that can be anywhere from 20 quid a roll to 200 quid a roll to like £1,000 a roll. So there's no way, unless you're totally uber proficient, that I am touching that paper. Yeah. Oh, and you know, you get that call the next day, mate, you're going to have to rip it down. And by the way, you're not getting paid next week because it's now cost us 800 quid. I ain't having that. 150, yeah, exactly. So you got to be bob on. So I'm lazy because I've never really developed that skill. However, if I took my time at the house, it would look mint, but I couldn't do it on price because I wouldn't make any money because I'm not quick enough. So that's it on that. I'm going for a bitter now, Phil. Well, Mac, you enjoy your bitter. Freaking hell. You're making me envious in this sun now. You know now, I am literally going to be mixed race. And the reason why I say that is because I've been facing the sun over here for the past hour. So you know this side of the face is now going to be darker than that side. So literally fucking mixed race individual right here. Dab wallpaper. Yeah, size the wall up. Size the wall up. That's always the best way, innit? Right. I do believe it's time for me to get out of these stinking work clothes now and get a bath. So, guys, listen, as ever, thank you for joining this chat. As ever, I love your company. It's absolutely fantastic. We just got to remember, we're all together. We're all individuals. You know what I mean? Let's look at it this way. I don't know the ethnicity, the descent of every individual on this chat now. But look how beautifully we're all getting on. Who gives a fuck? Pardon me French. I'm sorry to keep going council estate, but I do prefer it at times, and I shouldn't because it's a potty mouth and it's not clever. And if my mother was here, she'd slap me round the head, and I probably deserve it. But she's not here, so I'm going to run riot. But I love the fact that it doesn't matter who we are. This chat, just like other chats, proves that we can. We can talk. We can have a laugh. We can have a laugh at each other's colour. We can have a laugh at other things, but then we can get real, but then be sensitive to other people's needs, then be considerate, and hopefully there'll be a bit of conceding on both grounds. Common ground. Let's move this shit on. Rose, I love you. Right, guys, I'm off. 98% Anglos. Oh, who's that? What is it saying about Eddie is okay there? Something just flashed up. Human lives matter. Exactly. Fucking human race. Jesus Christ. And if we don't suss it out quick. But you can't help low frequency people who are buying into the Kool-Aid on all bloody sides. It's just that little section in the middle that can see it on all, on all ethnicities that are going, you know what? We are indeed. Eddie's okay has vanished. No, he's not. He's all right, actually. I don't think his YouTube's up. I don't know what happened there. Something funky. But I'll be honest with you. Eddie got into the realms of the SRA, and which meant he got a lot of weight through his way. There was a lot of trolling, a lot of vilification, a lot of slander, and a lot of lies, which is likely to happen on here. You will get it. But Eddie is sound. He's fine. He's just in the background, like me, I guess. But I've still got my channel putting up little bits of content here and there. But as Eddie, last time I spoke to him, he's sound. Pucker. Getting on with it. I think he might be starting his channel back up soon. So you've not seen the last of our Eddie. He's falling in love. I didn't know National Front support Palestine. What? I don't think. Yeah, I think they do. Yeah, because it's all about anti-Semitism. See, that's another thing. I'm not even getting into the Israel-Palestine. So it's not even about that. It's just bullshit. I'm not from my position, sat in my backyard, which is at a location in Manchester, England. It's not my fight. It's not my argument. It's not the basis of what my full argument is all about. Is Eddie okay a Jew? Honestly, casting aspersions like that. Honestly, not. I do believe everyone's got the right. I don't give a fuck who. There's wrongs gone on both sides with that argument, and I'm not getting in between it. What I won't do is vilify anyone for their past history. You know what I mean? So to mock the Holocaust, whether you believe it or not, is just like mocking slavery, mocking black people in shackles and what's going on. You just don't. You see it for the shit that it was. You see that it was the lowest human frequency that you can ever do to dehumanize human beings and treat them like that. Whether you believe in the numbers, whether you don't, whether you believe in the methodology or what it done, whether you don't. What you do know is that there was some form of cleansing going on. So, it's bullshit. So I don't get with the Jews run the world. You know what? From where I see on the financial angle, yeah, the Jewish have got a high propensity to be in that profession of being financially astute. Does that mean they run the world? I don't know. I think dark's dark. I don't think you can just put that down to Jews. Personally, I think you've got a lot of shit going on. Look at China. China is the most advanced technologically in the world. So does that mean China's running the world? I don't know. Or does China have more to say than Jews? So the Jews are running the financial bit. The Chinese are running the technological bit. Is it not just a collaboration of just dark people at the top, no matter fucking what? Small break. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't research it that much, but people have been indoctrinated on that side to believe that, is it the Talmud, that probably because there's some writings maybe that talk about practices that do sound a bit weird within that community, I guess, within that book. I don't know. I'm not. But from that, then people then assess the whole Jewish population. Is that right to do that? Is that fair to do that? So then you've got Jewish people that are on this side that are now like, what the fuck? How can I go to marches like that now if it's kind of underlined anti-Semitism being sat there? You know what I mean? Stupid. People are people. The only march I want to see that will work, that is a narrative breaker, a black guy, a white guy, a Catholic, a Protestant, a Muslim, a Jew, a Chinese, the whole fucking lot of them. Talk about United Colours Benetton. That's when you know you've got empowered people as an individual, whether it be white, black, Muslim, fucking red, green, or polka dotted. But yet, they can get together on common grounds. People against pedos. Rose, couldn't have put it better myself. And that's where I'm at. But how do you tell the ones that just want to fucking grab a pitchfork and start poking it? Yeah, shame. Yeah, truth for truth. China has got so their control system. So who's the bigger the bigger sinister individual? Is it China? Is it the Jews? Is it the Germans? Is it the Americans? Is it the British? You know what? It's a bit of all of them, innit? And we know it. GCHQ. Is that brilliant for us? Yeah, Mo. I like Mo. Mo's a good lad. He is a good lad. He's had his fair shit of kicking as well over the past few months. For whatever reason, I'm not getting involved. Staying out of it. But he seemed weird. He just pops up at Tommy event. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, I'm going to get going because I have a bath to run and I've got a quiche to put on. So as ever, I have loved this chat. I've loved diverting and digressing and going all around the houses. Social engineering scored it. Yeah, well, it is. It's kind of coming that way, innit? Through peer pressure. We've already got the social score, haven't we? Because if you feel a certain way, you've got to conform. And conform is not to have a free-thinking mind now. So that's already social scoring. If you put something online that goes against the grain, you're already getting social score because you're getting your ass banned. So, like you say, with the introduction of what is weird in China, where they actually give social credit points to people that do good and prepare to grass up the mates and prepare to be like a starter and say, well, I'm doing good, boss, so can you give me? We're not far away from that. But unfortunately, because of the brainwashing, I think that already is here. Yes. Oh, thank you, Stacey. Yeah, I forgot about that. But listen, let's get back to basics. Remember what tomorrow's all about. Remember the manipulation. Remember the victimization, the vilification, the persecution that has happened to everybody since. Remember the game. Remember, if you want to stay in this game, we've got to do the right thing by everyone, regardless of what low-frequency muppets want to do on you. Don't let them drag you down to that level. Thank you very much if you've enjoyed the stream. I love you.